Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. Supportive Oracle cards, the Halloween Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. And that's that. What does that mean? Ooh, okay, really good card starting off. Alright. Okay. I'm kind of excited. Let's see where this goes. This one card is popping out. Oh, joy! Cool. It was pushing out of the deck, and it was aggravating me. I'm like, I really need that card. I guess we do. We got joy coming in here. I think this is about perspective. I think something is actually going to go your way. I feel like they're just kind of I think they're going to try to help you get the perspective so you can enjoy it more. Because I think there's a moment here where it's hard to accept it or hard to see it. This is something that's literally going to go your way, but at the time it starts, it doesn't feel like it. But they're giving, like, the overall energy here is joy. So let's keep that in mind the whole way, because I feel like that's what this reading is about. Like, enjoy this more. Enjoy this more because this is good. Somebody's offering you something and you're not really sure it's a good idea. When I'm getting the apple, it's just kind of like, it looks really good. Like, when I see this apple, sometimes it looks like candy dripping, like it's a candy apple, and that's like the candy sauce dripping from it, or like, you know, the hard shell like dripping off of it because it's warm. Like when they do the candy apples. I think it's supposed to be something else, honestly, but that's what it feels like to me. Like somebody's offering you something very sweet, and something that looks a little too sweet. Like I'm almost kind of thinking, like, if it was a candy apple and it's kind of dripping off, like maybe that's too sweet. Maybe that's something I shouldn't have. Maybe that's too much. Maybe that's gonna rot my teeth or something. You know, kind of like I shouldn't have that. Somebody's offering you something really good. It looks very inviting, but you're like, oh, I don't know. That might be too much. That might not be good for me. Like, that might be bad for my teeth. You know, it just kind of feels like that. It's something like that, you know. But you got Witch, and you got the Four of Cups here, which is telling me it makes you feel like this is maybe not for you. Like, that's too much. Like, it's too much. But the Witch is saying you can do this, and you can create this, and you can use this to your advantage. Don't shy away from it. You have it in your capability to own this and go with it and make the best of it. I feel like also when I'm seeing this apple, you're kind of like, how long can that really last? And you're not about the temporary move ahead. You're like, if I'm going to get something good, I want to keep it. I don't want to get something and just like have a good time with it for 5 or 10 minutes and be like, oh, well, I guess that's over. I want something that's going to stick. And you're not convinced this is going to stick either. That's the thing. That's the thing with candy too. Sugar high. You know, you eat a lot of candy, you get a sugar high, then you crash. And you're like, I don't want that. Like, I don't want that. It looks like because it's an apple with candy on it, you're like, I don't know. I don't know about this. I just don't know. The Witch card is saying don't shy away from this. Because there's a lot of possibilities here with the veil coming in. But I feel like part of you wants to believe in that. You want to believe in that. And I feel like the universe is like, give this one a chance. Roll the dice on this one because it's not that bad of a gamble. The gamble here is like you enjoy it and then it's done. Which isn't bad. Or you could have you enjoy it and you keep it. So it's kind of like you're gonna make out with a profit here. It's just kind of like the only question is it sustainable? They're saying the universe is saying take this gamble. This is not bad. Take this gamble. Look through that. See through the veil. Take this gamble. You can't see the outcome, but they're saying go with it. Do this. Go for this. Whoever it is seems to be, whatever this is, whatever this is, there's a lot behind it that you're not seeing. There is a bit of naivety. Naivety? You got the Fool here. So somebody's just giving something a shot. Let's just give it a try. They do have that energy about them. That's not the easiest energy for Taurus to get warm to. Kind of like, oh, like, let's just roll the dice and see how it goes. That seems to be their energy. Let's just roll the dice and see how it goes. And you're like, oh, I don't really like that. Like, whatever this is, with this situation especially, you're like, I don't really like that. That's not really my thing. But they also got strength there. I feel like this is somebody's like, let's roll the dice and see how it goes, but they're not always, what they're not also telling you is like, And if the first 5 rolls don't work, we can just keep rolling and just see when it does finally go our way. They're kind of like, let's just keep rolling. Let's just keep trying, because they do like you. They're more committed than it looks like. I think that's what I'm getting the strength here with the Fool. Like, they come off very, let's roll the dice, but they're more committed than they look like. Because, like, the constant rolling of the dice, it's kind of like, it looks like let's just roll the dice, but they're more committed to that than it looks like. They are. And I feel like you're feeling things go fast. And things starting off really quickly, that's not usually compatible with Taurus either. You're like, wait, whoa, 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 what's happening? Hey, what's going on? Like, this is all, like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this makes sense. Like, this is going too fast. Like, this is not something I'm familiar with. You're not against speed when you know what's going on and you know things are where they're supposed to be. But when things are just new and you don't know how things are working out and you're like, does it even make sense? Should that even be there? Like, things are going too fast and you don't like that. Not when you don't know what's going on. Again, you can handle speed, but when you know what's happening, when you understand the situation. But this is like, I don't know what's going on here. And you're like, ooh, like your head is spinning. Like, wait. I'm getting some weird information here in the sense of like Princess of Wands, Knight of Swords, and the Prince of Swords. So the Prince and Princess are very curious cards in this deck. I'm getting there's a lot of like ebb and flow and communication, but things are just naturally moving forward with this person, whatever that is for you. Friendship, family, if it's a work situation, for some of you, this is a work situation, where things just seem to be on their own autopilot, and they're going fast, but it's like they're on autopilot fast, if that makes sense. Like, it's not like somebody's making random choices, it just seems like you're on that roller coaster, and you're just kind of going, and it's going fast, and you're like, the track is already there, and you're on this, and you're like, okay, I guess. I don't know if I trust this roller coaster. Am I going to fly out of the car at some point? I don't understand. I don't know. I think this is rickety. I'm one of those people too. I get very freaked out on a wooden roller coaster, and I'm like, oh, we're going to fly off this thing, I'm sure of it. Don't know why I'm adding that in. So it's going. It's like, ooh, I don't know. I don't like this. You're communicating about that, and you're showing that you don't like this. Because it only goes so far where you're like, all right, no. I mean, you might literally freak out. For those of you this is going to hit with, you might literally freak out because you can only stand it so long, and then you're like, listen, no, and you just freak. I know that may sound, I don't know, because it usually takes a lot for Taurus to get upset, but when somebody's constantly throwing things at you fast, left and right, and it just really overwhelms you, and you don't know what's going on, that can set the switch off is what I'm getting. Let me know in the comments below if that's wrong, because I think that's how that works. Like, Taurus is usually very calm, very cool, can handle a lot. But when you get pushed into a situation and everything's flying at you all at once and you don't know what's going on, it doesn't take too long before you really get ticked off and you're like, hold on, enough of this BS. I've had it. Because the Devil card pops up and you're kind of like, listen, enough. What is this? Stop the crap. I don't understand what's going on and I'm not going any farther. Taurus can also be very stubborn, and you might actually dig in your heels like, no, I'm staying right here. I'm not moving from this spot until you explain to me what's going on, and we're going a lot freaking slower because I've had it. And you're mad. I know it usually takes Taurus a long time to get mad, but this is one of those situations with too much craziness, constant left and right. Oh no, I've had it. Now I'm mad. Okay, pull down that energy. Okay, so ironically, this is a good thing. This person seems to handle that well. Okay. The Skull of Flowers, very curious card. And I'm an intuitive reader, so I just kind of roll with the energy. I'm getting like, oh, this was a mistake. Should not have done that to the Taurus. But the flowers around it is kind of like, all right, but now that I know this, let me get closer to the Taurus. Let me talk this out with the Taurus and understand like why they're upset and what was going on and give them the details. Because they seem to realize right off the bat, like, oh, you need the details. They need to fill in the blanks. And you're like, oh, you're damn right you need to fill in the blanks. You're still not impressed. It's not funny, but it's kind of like, on the outside, you're like, ooh, like, no, you better fill in those blanks. I am not happy. The Taurus is not happy. Fill in the blanks. And they realize that. And they're like, okay, here, this is how this goes. This is what was going here. Like, stop the presses. Here's what's going on. Here's what this is. Here's what that is. Okay. So they explain creating through the ashes. That makes sense to me. Really, like, they're like, okay, that was a misstep. That wasn't good. That was too much. You really ticked off the Taurus. But they're kind of, like, they see the passion you have. Like, they get it. And they actually, like, knowing that's there, they like. Making you angry, that wasn't, like, that was not a part of the plan. And they don't really want to do that again. But, like, seeing the passion behind you, because you guys are usually quite cool and calm and collected, but when there is passion. There's a lot of passion there when you get the Taurus going. You know what I mean? There's a lot of passion. So they're seeing that. They're seeing, like, oh, it's okay, I see that. I really don't want to ignite that passion in an angry way. That's not so good. But the fact that it's there, I like that. So we got to, like, work this out, smooth this over, help the Taurus, get the Taurus on board, and let them see what's really going on so they can be okay with things. They like that passion. They're like, okay, yeah, but we don't want to make it come forward in a negative way again. So, but we want to keep that. Whatever they're doing, they're respecting you and they're acknowledging the errors. Because they're showing you respect and they're acknowledging the errors and they're giving you the answers. This is something that's you're willing to forgive for. Because there's a lot of conversations going on here about, you know, what went on, why it wasn't working for you, what information was missing, why it's happening. You're getting all your answers, and you're also feeling a lot more comfortable in the sense of, like, this person didn't mean to do that to you. And you're feeling confident about that. Like, they didn't mean to upset you like that. And they're understanding, like, they can't do that again. Like, that's not going to be an option. And you're feeling really good with this. Eternal Love with the two skeletons is looking at what already happened. And kind of like, when you think of skeleton, there's a skeleton card in this deck, which is not out here right now, but it talks about strength, and I think of foundation a lot. It's building the foundation, it's correcting the foundation, it's getting right down to the nitty-gritty of, like, what's this built from, right? So you got ancestors, and the Empress here. They're learning about how you really work. You're learning about how they really work. They want to respect your energy. They really see a lot of value in you. And you're also expressing to them that sometimes you see them and they talk and you're like, you're not really sure if it's stable. When they talk and they say things, you're like, is this just temporary? Is this just a whim? And you're not sure how to take them. And you're working it out. And they're explaining, like, how they do things and how sometimes they come off a little maybe less than in that, like, they come off a little bit negotiable because they want it to work. So they're trying. So, like, I feel like that's how they're trying to explain it. Like, it's not that they're wishy-washy. It's this, like, they try to come forward like they're negotiable. They want the success, but they want to work with it. They want to be moldable so that they can work through a situation and mold through a situation to actually get the success. They're not completely wishy-washy, even though you might have taken them that way in the beginning. But they're more, they try to stay open to possibilities is what it is. And you're understanding that more. There's a lot of understanding coming through here. The Empress between the two of you, I really like that. Because I say this a lot. The Empress card, when she's in her full glory and her full power, she takes care of a lot of people, but she takes care of herself and she makes sure she is taken care of just as much as everybody else. And between the two of you, I think you're taking care of each other and yourselves at the same time. So whoever you're working with, there seems to be a very good line of respect here. Now, whatever happened, like, Taurus has a long memory. Like, you're not going to forget what happened. I do see, like, you letting it go, but not forgetting it. Like, letting it go, like, you're not bringing it up and reminding people, and you're not, like, holding it against somebody. But it's always going to be there. It's kind of be like, oh, that did happen. Like, it's always like when I'm seeing the lamp here, the jack-o'-lantern in the window. It's kind of like it's something that's going to kind of loom over you just slightly. But I feel like you're using it in a positive way. Kind of like when you start getting nervous and you're like, oh, okay, this seems, I don't know what's going on here. And this has happened before. I feel like you're just going to approach correctly. Like, you're just going to be like, all right, let me just ask. Like, you're just going to say to this person, hey, I don't understand why this and that is happening. It just makes me a little nervous. When you have a moment, can you just, fill in the blanks for me? I feel like that's how you're using that. Like every once in a while, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I don't know why that happened. It makes me nervous," and you're gonna go to the appropriate person, which this person. You're gonna be like, "Hey, either an email or a text or talk to them in person. This happened and I don't understand it. It makes me uncomfortable," and they're gonna respect like, "Oh, okay, let me explain that because I know that's gonna be an issue." I feel like they're also remembering this. They also seem to be the type of person that they remember. And they're going to try to keep communication as strong as possible. But I feel like it's one of those things where they're going to be always kind of looking back like, yeah, I should have known that. It's almost kind of like they feel like they should have known that before it became a problem. And it seems to like they hold it over themselves. When I'm getting this Eight of Cups, this is interesting because I almost feel like it's almost like emotional baggage they're holding. Like, oh, I do that to people sometimes, and I did it to the Taurus once. And it's kind of like when they realize that you're getting a little bit uncomfortable, they're going to immediately come forward and communicate, is what I'm getting with the Spider and the Eight of Cups. But I feel like this is something where it's a trait with them. Like every now and then they get a little excited, and they go a little farther ahead, and people don't know what they're doing, and they just keep going. And when you kind of bring it up in the future, because I think you will, I don't think it's negative, but I also feel like it's going to kind of branch off to other people. Like, oh, the Taurus was asking questions, and they didn't understand, and I needed to explain what was going on. I bet you the Taurus isn't the only one feeling that way. I probably should say something to a couple other people about this. Because I bet you the Taurus just had the guts to say something. But I bet you there's other people feeling this way, and this could be a problem. And I feel like they might be bothered by that. It's not bad. It's actually good. You're actually helping them with that. Because I'm getting the Lady de los Muertos and the Four of Wands. Like, once this person respects you and you feel respected by this person, it's key, obviously. I feel like you're very bonded. You're very loyal to this person. Once they respect you and you feel like they respect you and you're confident with that, they gain a lot of loyalty from you because you like that. Somebody who respects you, works with you, works the way they need to. You know what I mean? You respect that. You go for it. That's creating this very strong bond with the Four of Wands. The Lady de los Muertos, this person is different than what you're used to. But the fact that they respect you and they work with you and you feel respected, you can work with that. Yeah, they're a little different. Yeah, they're a little random here and there. But they do the best they can with you and they respect you. That means all the world to you. That's what they're saying with this, the joy. This is a really good connection with this person. And they make you nervous in the beginning because you see this random energy. But once they respect you, once you feel respected by them, I feel like you're good. And this is a really, really good connection. But that's the key to this. Once you feel you're respected, it's all good. That's pretty much what I got. Good. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.